Hello and welcome to the Idiot Book Nook. My name is Blazewing. My pronouns are they, them.
My name's Lady Punnet. My pronouns are primarily she, her, sometimes they, them. Today is a she, they kind of day.
And I'm Crittershy. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. Today is a her day, and I'm tired.
Indeed you are. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so at lanktr.ee/idiotbooknook. You'll be able to find links to our podcast, to our YouTube, to our Twitch, and all of that gorgeous stuff, including all of our individual projects that we have on the go. And today we're talking about Chapter 3 of Fame Has Its Price by the Vampire Jack Townson. We've been out and about in the city.
Went to Manhattan.
We sure did. So, what are our thoughts?
This was other.
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You first.
Okay. So this is I don't know if the chapters are going to be consistently smaller like this. I'm not mad about it. It's an observation. There was definitely. I did not expect the running into the old pal thing. That was a nice surprise, I suppose, because it gives us a bit of a glimpse into okay, he wasn't totally alone at one point. He did have friends and stuff like that, and
yeah.
I'm curious to see how this is going to tie in with him becoming a vampire.
It's almost formatted like the chapters of this book are scene-based. One scene is one chapter.
Yeah, it very much feels that way, yeah. Maybe it's because, the writers and, a more, I think Jack seems like a very visual person, and so he probably envisions these as scenes, and thus they probably fit better in chapter form, is my guess here. And it doesn't feel like we're being shorted on information or anything like that. It's a good pace. It keeps things going. Everything is still linked together loosely. I'm also curious there is no way that the girl, Annie, and whoever douchebag that's with her, there's no way that's coincidental and we'll never hear from them again. We're totally seeing them again. That's what I'm predicting.
I think that James is gonna save Annie from douchebag McGee.
From who?
When he's a vampire. Douchebag McGee.
Who are you?
We don't know
guy
his
she
name.
was with.
Oh, okay.
We don't know his name. I guess we could call him beady-eyed, rugged wannabe, but douchebag McGee sounds better. I think James is going to save her from him when he turns into a vampire.
See, the thing is, knowing Jack's backstory, knowing what he's put out on TikTok for his story and on YouTube, I know who turns Jack.
Spoilers, don't tell us.
No spoilers. I will tell you. There is a connection there. Like there's a connection that we've seen already. That yeah.
Yeah. I just I have feelings and notions. I'm not willing to put bank on it or anything like that. And I am curious to see what kind of role this friend is going to have, especially considering some of the wording that was used earlier in the
Yep.
What was it, in the chapter where he's like, if only I'd known, or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's definitely we're given just enough to make us wonder, and it's enough to be yeah, these things are important. They're not just passing by something. I liked how we had that small moment of him realizing how detached he's become from everything. That was a nice little view into his, I guess, inner struggle.
I agree. What else have we got for this chapter?
I would like to point out that I am getting strong bi vibes from James.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I also appreciate that it's not like in your face vibes. It's like it feels more organic than that. It's like, oh yeah, this girl's cute. Oh no, my childhood friend is also still cute. That's not fair. Whatever. I am not uncomfortable with him being this close to me. It's like it's not in your face. Like it's not okay, I guess not in your face isn't the right term. It's not overt
It's
like they
an
typically do with some things.
it's enough that it could go like one way or the it could be interpreted as simply he is that comfortable with himself that having a
Mhm.
dude near him doesn't like make him want to run away, unlike some other weirdos out there. Um,
Yeah, that always
like
confused the fuck out of me.
yeah, like you know, your bestest friend is shoulder to shoulder for you. Like, oh no. But like he's either very comfortable and just like a chill guy that he doesn't really give a shit what other people might interpret. You know, he's having a conversation with his friend. Fuck everyone else, right? Or
Mhm.
it's genuinely like he's pretty and I don't mind looking at him.
Two guys
Yeah.
chilling in a hot tub, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
exactly.
not I do appreciate though cuz typically whenever they try to showcase like bisexual characters, they go about it in a way that go it's more tell instead of show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they're very like, "Oh yeah, I like guys, I like girls." But this is more like I said organic. It feels more like how someone who is bisexual would actually think. I can't speak for it. There was a time I thought I was bisexual, but it turns out that having like zero sexual attraction to both genders is not bisexual.
No, it is not.
It's
As
not the same thing.
as your local pan, I will tell you, yeah, that's pretty accurate a description of how we function.
Perfect. Excellent. Thank you.
It's
But
been
yeah,
vetted by the expert.
excellent. I do appreciate this though, because as we were reading it, I was like, oh, I see what you're putting down. I get it. I did not appreciate how this friend though was all like, oh yeah, this is like Armani. I got a new job. It pays super well. When you can tell your friend is having like a shitty day.
Well, he kind of stopped himself. Like he started going down that way, probably because given what he's wearing and everything else and the circles he says he's rubbing elbows with, that's how those people talk to each other.
Yep.
Right? Like that's just it's probably become second nature to him to be like, I have to tell people what I'm wearing, otherwise they're gonna ask anyway. um, but it was nice to see that he did catch himself and he kind of like changed the subject, like
Mm-hmm.
because he could have waxed poetically about how well he was doing, but he didn't. Right? And said he was like, hey man, you're still in the same shitty situation you've been in since I left. You need to look after you. That I appreciated.
Mm-hmm. It was nice, like yeah, it was nice. I appreciated that whole like you gotta look out for yourself sometimes. You can't always look out for your family. You can't help people if you can't help yourself. Which is a lesson a lot of people need to learn. Like I myself have had to learn that lesson a lot, which is why I can no longer be a caregiver because I realized I was spending all my time, energy, and emotional like bank to like take
Emotional
care of these other
labor.
people. Emotional labor that I was actually neglecting my own emotional, psychological, and physical needs.
Yeah. Being and I mean that's kind of a situation that James definitely finds himself in, is that he's been the carer, right? The person in charge of like everybody's burdens, um,
Hmm.
to the point now where he now basically feels like a hollow husk. You know, I thought that was a very accurate representation of what being a carer can be like, because sometimes it really feels like you have no choice and you're just going to be stuck there putting other people before you for the rest of your life. It's a tough
Hmm.
thing to live with.
Yep, it absolutely is.
I'm curious about this fancy person that he's going to be meeting.
Alexander Lamont.
Yeah. The T's silent, damn it.
Lamont.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry.
See, I'm calling it right now. I think the friend. I have two theories. Either the friend knows for sure that the person he's bringing his friend to is a vampire, and he's the person that goes around and gathers food for the vampire. Or he's completely ignorant and thinks, oh yeah, this is just like a movie producer. I'm going to give my friend a hand. It's one of those two things.
Yeah. And to like add to that, I've got two different feelings here with this whole audition thing. It will either be completely unrelated to the vampire thing, or it will be what leads him there. But I do feel like some of our warnings and like some of our content warnings, especially the we'll say especially since the author has said that they know what it's like to have their power taken from them. I have a nasty feeling that the reason why this particular fancy schmancy dude has a hard time finding actors or something, that it's going to be like, oh sure, I'll cast you if you do me this one little favor in the back here, like you're real pretty.
It's never.
Like I have a feeling. Yeah, I have a feeling there's going to be some nasty strings attached to him getting this, or it's going to lead to the vampiric stuff. But I don't know if they're going to be connected in the same way, or if it's going to be like two completely different things. And if it's not that dude, then the redhead is going to be related to the vampire turning. It's one or the other. I don't think it's going to be both, but those are my predictions.
Interesting thoughts. Absolutely.
Those are good predictions.
So,
but that's all I got.
No, that's absolutely valid. That's absolutely
all I got too. That's kind of all I got too. I also understand the struggle of trying to open a door by pushing when you have to pull. We've all gone through that. It is a universal thing.
Yep.
Happen more than it should to you, Lady Punnet?
It happens to everybody more than it should. Sometimes the signage isn't obvious.
I do like the very much the atmosphere, the energy that this chapter put out, especially given the kind of the background details, almost the energy of the city. Just the brief glimpse we got. It's not as complete as I'd like it, but it is there to some degree, which I think helps add a bit of flavor.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely enough to give you a sense of what it feels like without going to like Anne Rice level description.
Yep. And we all know that you have issues with that.
Not that I have issues with that. I enjoy her writing for the most part. But, sometimes you don't need to spend 3 pages on velvet tapestry.
But what if we want to spend 3 things on velvet tapestry?
Then maybe buy some, and then you can stare at it all you want.
Oh my. Well, I mean, if that's all we've got to talk about, it's gonna be
pretty much. It feels kind of like an in-between scene. Like it adds some exposition.
It feels like a stepping stone.
Yeah, that's the word.
Very much. Well, I guess if that's all we've got to talk about this episode, that's all we've got to talk about. It's going to be a bit of a shorter episode. That being said, thank you for joining us. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so at lanktr.ee/idiotbooknook. You'll be able to find links to our podcast, to the YouTube, to all of our individual projects. Give us a follow there and see what we're up to on our own personal time. For this episode of the Idiot Book Nook, I'm Blazewing.
I'm Lady Punnet.
And I'm Critter Shy.
And we'll see you guys next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.